Hey guys!
Hey guys!
Welcome back to part number 2 on the self-isolation series. Thanks so much for your feedback. It's been pretty cool, pretty good to hear that you enjoyed what we did.
Quite overwhelming with a lot of nice comments and a lot of surprise comments, and yeah, it's kind of cool, right?
It's been pretty cool to hear. So we thought
motivating.
Very motivational. So we thought we'll do a second part. So for those of you who haven't seen the first part, 3 weeks ago exactly today, the lockdown was announced in Switzerland, and we've been in self-isolation ever since. Pretty much not leaving the home, except for shopping, really getting rid of some chores. And what you see in the intro is in fact not at all what it is like around here.
No, we thought we'd do something funny.
Yeah, if anything, that's what people think couples might look like after 3 weeks spending so much time in the same room or same 4 walls.
But he does leave cupboard doors open. Now that drives me mad.
Guilty. Yes, I do. So we thought we'll incorporate that. But yeah, we've actually been enjoying the time we've had together quite a bit. I'm usually on the road quite a bit, which is, you know, I enjoy that, but it's been refreshing and good to be at home and spending some time together. There's
being a bit selfish.
Being a bit selfish, it's been good. There's one thing I forgot to mention in the last video. So, as you've seen, on the 16th of March, Switzerland announced a lockdown, but my story starts earlier. I would have had a flight the next day on the 17th of March to Australia, and then on the 15th of March, so 2 days earlier, this happened.
We will impose a universal precautionary self-isolation requirement on all international arrivals to Australia, and that is effective from midnight tonight. All people coming to Australia will be required, I stress, to self-isolate for 14 days.
So, and then obviously on the 16th of March, the lockdown in Switzerland was announced, and obviously I was trying to call the airline, trying to rebook my flight, which looked a little like this.
This number is not valid. Die von Ihnen gewählte Richtung ist gestört. Wollen Sie bitte später anrufen?
As you can see, not quite as successful as I'd hope, but they did come up quite quickly with a website to, you know, put your details in and why you can't travel, blah blah blah. So I'm yet to hear back from them. I hope, fingers crossed, I get a travel voucher or get the flights refunded. We'll see how it goes.
See, yeah.
So as you can imagine, it's still been the same ever since, you know, in self-isolation. Pretty much the same routine as I mentioned in the last video. Work out, eat, work some more. We try to stick to the same rules that we set ourselves. So meaning eating healthy, working out, you know, just staying fresh, and also obviously avoiding food waste.
And this is where my Tupperware comes in handy.
All right. Do you have anything to say to yourself, for yourself?
I love Tupperware.
Unreal.
And thank you for all your comments about my Tupperware, by the way. Love them.
Yay. Tupperware. Exciting. By the way, can we speak about the size of your mug? We have been getting some questions.
Yeah, so this mug is just under ½ a litre, and it's tea. It's Yorkshire tea. Get my mum to send, and also Glenn actually, send me some over.
It's the size of your face.
Oh yeah, look, ready? It's the size of my face.
Anyway. So like I said, we've been enjoying time together a little bit more, and it's been really nice weather here, which makes it really hard for two such outdoorsy people. such as ourselves,
Yeah.
we have been avoiding even going on a run or on a walk outdoors, even though that might be a bit of an exaggeration.
That's my timer for the washing.
Brilliant. So yeah, it might be a slight exaggeration. We just felt as though, you know, we've been asked to stay at home, and you know, we're in a, I would say, pretty privileged position. We have a nice, small yet very nice, cozy home, and we do have some space outside here. We do have your gym, which obviously helps.
Yeah, exactly.
In order to try and at least get a bit out of the house, we went in front of the garage, and we found our old new badminton set in the cellar.
We bought it a while back, a few years back. Used it twice, so it's still pretty new. And let's just say my badminton skills are a little bit rusty, let's say.
Have a look. Finally, these bad boys are coming to work or getting used. Looking forward to it.
Yay! Can't wait.
Playing some badminton.
Lost one shuttlecock. It's in the balcony of our neighbour, and she's not even in. So, the second shuttlecock is on the same balcony now, and again, it's still not in after a minute.
How many more do we have?
This is the last one.
So our plan was to play for around 30 minutes.
And we've played for 10.
We played around 10 minutes.
This is the last one.
As you saw, we're not really good. Our neighbour was friendly enough to give us the
shuttlecocks back to us.
I struggle to even say that word. But anyway, she gave us the
shuttlecocks.
She gave us them back, yes. Despite being not so good, we really enjoyed it, being outside and, you know, just having a bit of fun time.
Moving as well.
Bit of movement, that was good. Another thing that we realized is that obviously now you've got a bit of extra time to do the chores that you really didn't have the time for.
In other words, you didn't really want to do. You've been postponing it and postponing it.
Correct. So that's what we've been doing. Well, at least one of them. So we cleared out our cellar, the long overdue work that has been done. So downstairs we went and spent a good
3.5 hours.
3.5 hours on it. bits and pieces left, but we're looking pretty good. Cella's looking pretty good.
It's looking empty. It's awesome. The amount of stuff we've given away, thrown.
What was your prediction how long it would take?
Between 2 to 3 hours.
We started?
10:30.
Right, so just over 3 hours.
3 hours and 10 minutes.
Not too bad. The to-do when you have a bit of extra time is a good, I'd say, leap for what we wanted to actually convey in this video. We wanted to give a few tips for those of you who feel like you are stuck at home when really we're being safe at home. But if you feel a little bit stuck at home, we wanted to give out a few tips for those of you, particularly maybe as well for those of you working from home office. If you have the opportunity, then obviously that's great. But there is obviously also a very different environment that comes with it. So here are a couple of tips for those of you stuck at home. Tip number 1, get out of your PJs. Yes, that's right. I don't look like in the opening scene when I work from home. Dressing up, like showering, dressing up and looking like you normally go to work is very essential to how you feel. I think I've read it once a couple of years back, and it stems from sports psychology. So why are sports jerseys designed so nicely? I think it's a very simple formula behind it. That is, look good, feel good, play good. And essentially it's the same thing in everyday life. You dress up, you feel better, and you will perform that way as well. Tip number 2, structure your day. I'm sure you're with me on this one.
Yes.
If your day doesn't have a structure, then where do you start, where do you end? So I think it's very important to know what it is that you got to do. So write yourself a to-do list, put it on paper. You're a big fan of putting pen to paper. Yeah,
I do. For me, I always write everything down. Once it's written down or once it's in my calendar, I know it's actual. I've got to make it happen.
This one here likes pen to paper, and it makes perfect sense. Also, make sure you set yourself time slots for maybe reading the news. Like, make sure you don't flick the news every 30 minutes. It's fine if you do it once, I don't know, in the morning, once in the afternoon, or even leave the afternoon one out the way and just do it in the evening. Twice a day will be more than enough, but then focus on the news. And probably the same goes with, you know, social media. You can lose and waste so much time
I've caught myself doing that.
Yeah, you can waste so much time flicking through social media. Set yourself time slots where it is okay for yourself, and give yourself the amount of time that you think you need to go through the news, to go through social media, because social media is also good in order to stay in contact, which I will get to in a second. Tip number 3, and that's to do with the previous tip, and what I've come across when it comes to working from home are essentially 2 types. There is the type that doesn't find the discipline to do all the work that needs to be done, or there's the second type that doesn't know when to stop. And I feel as though I have a pretty good balance when it comes to this, because I'm used to working from home for many years. But there is a thing that when you are in the flow, that you can't stop. You don't let yourself stop, and then all of a sudden 3-4 hours go by like that. For those of you who feel, oh yeah, that's me, here's a little tip. Set yourself an alarm on your phone and just have it go off when you feel like you need a break. So for instance, I set myself between 45 minutes and an hour to set myself a break, to go and have a coffee and, I don't know, go and get the laundry out or put the laundry in, because that little break of 5 to 10 minutes can actually have a creative effect and make you think of something that you didn't see staring into the screen. So set your alarm for coffee or whatever breaks.
Tip number 4, beware of what you eat. Just keep an eye on what you eat. So if you eat rubbish, you're going to feel like rubbish. Exactly what Mark said before. Once you get showered, you dress, you feel good, you perform good. It's the same as when you're eating as well. So you eat clean, you feel good, you feel refreshed, and you have a lot more energy for your day. Tip number 5, move around and stretch. A lot of people are working from home now, and I've been getting some feedback from my customers as well that they're getting shoulder pains and they're getting back pains. So it's important to keep moving and to keep stretching. We will be doing another video, a lot more in depth, how to set up your home office, a little bit of DIY home office as well. Got some cool ideas. And we'll be diving into that, in the next few days, let's say?
Yeah.
In the next few days.
Tip number 6, make sure you stay in touch with colleagues while you're at work. Like, I don't know if you have meetings, be it on Skype, Zoom, whatever there is. Meetings help to stay in contact with your colleagues, check back on how they're doing. Outside work hours, obviously, make sure you stay in touch with your friends and family. I think there is no excuse that you don't have the time, because we are asked to stay at home. In most countries that, you know, we have friends in anyway. So it's been a great opportunity to stay in contact with friends and family. As you've seen in the last video, we've done a lot of little FaceTimes and Skypes and whatever, and it's turned out to be a lot of fun. It's turned out to be good to have that time, and time went really fast. Like, we spent so much time on it.
We did, yeah.
So it's been really good to catch up with friends and family, and all of a sudden that is possible, and I think that is very important. Finally, tip number 7, just be grateful. And if you are in any situation similar to us, where you're at home and you have a roof on top of your head and you have people that care about you reach out to you, if you have food in your fridge and you've got toilet paper in the bathroom, then I think you should be thankful and grateful. And in particular, for those of you who can actually work from home and still maintain work, there are other people who, you know, aren't in that privileged situation, and I think we should just realize that we have reason to be thankful, even though we are being stuck at home.
And this actually links back with the first video as well, with Maslow pyramid as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we're lucky enough to be kind of on the 3rd part.
Yeah.
And there's people that have just been thrown back down to right at the bottom, back to basics, struggling to pay rent and struggling to cover the cost of food.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
You know?
So again, tip number 7, be thankful. And if anything, for an outlook, as we all hope this is coming to an end soon, maybe write down the stuff that you want to do when this is all over, and make sure you go after them. So anyway, this has been the second part. This is it from us.
Yes.
Happy Easter to all of those of you who are actually celebrating it and have the time off. To anyone else, have a great weekend. We are having a few chores to do. We have a to-do list ourselves.
Yes.
We will get back to you on this one. We will definitely record and document our dreaded to-do list. I'm just gonna give you a hint. Spring clean. Oh yeah. So anyway, not dragging it on. Happy Easter again. Have a great week to anyone not celebrating Easter. Hope you enjoy this one as much as you did the last one, or even more. Wink wink. So make sure you subscribe if you want to see more, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
Yes, see you next time,
later.
guys. Bye.